Good morning. This is Keller on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A former Sioux Falls daycare worker is facing new charges.
27-year-old Chris Pumi was already indicted on 9 counts of sexual contact, allegedly involving 6 children at Kids Are Kids Daycare in Sioux Falls last September. He's been indicted on another 9 counts of sexual contact, allegedly involving 5 more victims, all of them ages 3 to 6 years old. The state's attorney's office confirms that alleged incidents occurred at daycare centers or homes in Minnehaha County from September of 2020 to June of 2022.
Keller Investigates has been following his case since Pumi was first charged. We've confirmed that he's worked for at least 4 daycare centers in 2 states over the past 6 years. We've also discovered that he's responded to dozens of private Facebook posts looking for babysitters on a popular Sioux Falls child care group.
Rapid City Police are asking for the public's help in finding a robbery suspect. Authorities say it happened just before 6 o'clock Monday night in the 500 block of St. James Street. A pizza delivery driver was called to the area for a delivery. As the driver got out of the car to make the delivery, an unknown man got in.
The driver confronted him and the man flashed a gun. He took the driver's keys and drove off. Police later found it in the 1300 block of Kansas City Street. The suspect is described as a 30 to 40-year-old man with acne scars on his face. If you have any information, you're asked to call Rapid City Police. Police in Sturgis are looking for a woman who escaped while being taken to the Meade County Jail. Authorities say Bailey Wright was arrested for drug charges on Tuesday. She was last seen running through downtown Sturgis.
She stands 5 feet 1 inch tall and was wearing a multicolored shirt and furry-style boots. When Wright escaped, she was not dressed for cold temperatures. Officials say there is a concern for her safety.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Another snowy day across southern Keller, Scott.
Yeah, something worth watching for this morning. South central South Dakota, already a couple of light snow showers for the morning hours. I think they will stay light throughout the morning. We'll watch things develop in southeastern Keller late this afternoon, especially heading into this evening and tonight. Snowfall forecast 3 to 6 in Sioux Falls, but heavier amounts just to the south. Yankton at about 6 to 10. Spencer at 4 to 8. And you can see we have big differences over short distances in southeastern Keller. Brian will be back with more details coming up.
Thank you, Scott. A proposed repeal of the state sales tax on groceries has been introduced in the South Dakota legislature.
Democratic Senator Reynold Neseba of Sioux Falls is a sponsor of the bill numbered HB 1075. But he's also behind 2 other pieces of legislation that would reduce but not eliminate the tax. Republican Representative Mary Fitzgerald of the Spearfish area is a prime sponsor.
That's why one of the reasons why I chose this too is that you can immediately see that effect on your budget. And there are people in South Dakota that are in need of relief.
And I asked them, I want you to draft the bill exactly like Fitzgerald's bill and to simply change the percentage. So instead of going from 4.5 to 0 to go down to 3.5 or to 2.5.
Should the full repeal become law, the 2 tax reduction bills would become obsolete. Alcohol, tobacco, and cannabis products are all exempt from this proposed repeal. Prepared food is exempt from the proposed repeal too. This refers to items like sandwiches or to-go meals. South Dakota lawmakers are also considering a bill that would lower the age of children who must attend school.
Right now, the law says anyone younger than 18 years old must be in class, but some lawmakers want to lower the age to 16 to protect teachers, administrators, and other students.
We've taken these near adults and put them in the classroom where they don't want to be, where they clearly don't have family support encouraging them to be there. And that's not fair to the other 20 kids in the classroom, and it's not fair to the teachers.
The bill was just introduced and is now sitting with the Education Committee waiting to be heard. The banquet in Sioux Falls just got a big donation of menstrual products. On Tuesday, the Pad Party dropped off more than 10,000 individually wrapped items from its product drive.
The group has also raised money for the banquet and the Promising Futures Fund to purchase supplies. This was the product drive's 13th year.
If you missed out on this collection, the Sioux Falls State Theater is holding another menstrual product drive. The theater will show Disney's Turning Red starting January 28th.
During those screenings, you can drop off donations of menstrual products, and you can get a free popcorn if you bring a new box of pads or tampons. The donations will be given to the banquet.
A fundraiser for the banquet came to a close last night with a winner in the Queen Bee Club. Since last February, the Remedy Brewing Company held its take on Chase the Ace game.
The winner drew the winning Queen of Clubs, netting more than $20,000. The nearly year-long event raised more than $25,000 for the banquet.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right. Well, this morning, watching this storm system turning to our south, you can see the snow heavy in Nebraska. But this system will have a sharper cutoff on the northern side of it. I want to give you a couple things to think about here when you watch the weather today and the snow forecast. What are the odds that Sioux Falls gets to that 6-inch number? Well, look at the screen here. 3%. In other words, thinking those heavier numbers are going to be just south. Now, does that apply to Yankton? Absolutely it does. There are going to be big differences over short distances, as Scott Mont likes to say. And, you know, look at this map of that 3-inch threshold. Now, that one, you know, it's a little bit closer to 50-50, Sioux Falls area. If we hone in and just get a little closer on this map, it's actually right at about 49%. So, yeah, that's a flip of a coin, basically, in Sioux Falls at that 3 to 5-inch level. Canton, now that's a higher number. It's 72% chance that it goes above 3 inches. So we like to communicate that a little bit better behind the scenes on how we're sitting on the confidence level. Brookings, you know, one thing about Brookings, this northeast wind, it's going to be problematic. It's going to be challenging to get a lot of snow there. I think if you get an inch, that's probably about it. Mitchell, Chamberlain, I like 2 to 4. I think pretty good chance we'll get to that level. Winter, I also think 4 to 8 seems pretty reasonable. The 8-inch totals obviously would be along the Nebraska border. Yankton at 6 to 10. We still have enough evidence there, especially in Vermilion, to really go a little higher. And then you get into northwest Iowa, certainly a healthy amount of snow. A lot of 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers are going to be common in that direction. So those are the things to think about the next 24 hours on the total of this. Now, the timeline, let's unpack that for a moment. Look at the radar picture at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Chamberlain, Winter getting snow. Sioux Falls? No, not much of a chance at all yet. I think eventually that northeast wind will give in, and then we'll pick up some snow this evening. The vast majority of that snow will be overnight. So if we end up on that lower end, that 3-inch, 2 to 3 inch range, if you will, in Minnehaha County, I think a lot of that will be overnight. So the thing about it, too, it moves out quicker, and that's good news. You know, you look at how much these road crews have been working hard with all these systems. You know, this time around, I think we're going to probably see the majority of the bigger problems to the south. Take a look at this map. This is your winter, well, first of all, the forecast map. You'll see those 20s out there today. And I don't want to forget about this, too, as we bring up that winter storm warning headline. See how Nebraska is definitely the heaviest storm track? Sioux City area, I kind of put right down the middle of that. So again, those are your travel issues as we encounter the next 24 hours. Now, as we recap and kind of summarize our picture here, once we get through tonight and tomorrow morning, then we're off to much better weather in terms of any travel concerns. We'll be in the 20s, pretty seasonable, maybe a little light snow next week. Aberdeen, you miss most of this system, and really not much until maybe Monday. We'll see if this northwest flow pattern starts to energize next week, but that's still a story we can talk about at another time. Here in Rapid, I would expect very little impact the next day or so. This system is driven south, so Rapid City, you're back to 40 tomorrow and 45 on Saturday. More details online at KELOLAND.com.